We are spending 5 nights camping along the Great Alpine Road in our little home on wheels. Our 300-kilometer trip starts in Barnesdale, Victoria and ends in Wangaratta. We are currently on night 2 with the goal to camp at only free spots completely off-grid, and so far we've survived an ambush of flies, flies! Jumped into a river at the bottom of a gorgeous waterfall.
Okay, this is crazy.
Discovered Victoria's worst cold brew coffee to date.
It's acidic.
Yeah, never get it. It's horrible.
Today we stay at our first campsite on the Great Alpine Road, explore some quirky country towns, come down with a really bad case of hay fever, eat some questionable meat pies,
Just a bit pink in there.
and battle one of our biggest fears.
It happened again. It was on the inside of our door. I don't know how we're going to sleep in this van tonight.
Now we knew things weren't going to go perfectly the entire trip, but day 2 really made us question a lot. We have officially reached the Great Alpine Road and it is beautiful.
Our tripod broke on day 1, which sucks because I carry this through all those walking trails that we go to.
Back to shaky camera footage. Oh, time to get another tripod. If you don't know, we have a link in the description. If you ever feel like buying us a coffee on the road, might not go to coffee, it might go to things like buying a new tripod, but it definitely will go to supporting this channel. So if you didn't know and you're feeling a little generous, it's not required, but it is appreciated.
With the rushing water off in the distance, we are so excited to get settled in for a quiet night by the fire to gear up for what is forecasted to be a gorgeous sunny day on the road tomorrow.
This is such a unique spot.
It feels like we're just on the side of the road, but it is marked on Google as a campsite.
Yeah.
And they have set up campsites, but
It's weird. There's moments of like tranquility where you can hear the river and then a car goes by, but we're making the most of it. This is night 1, officially on the Great Alpine Road.
on the Great Alpine Road.
Woo woo! Even though Doug just burned his mouth on my hot tea that just finished boiling on the fire, he thought it was his drink and he grabbed it. If you see him tomorrow with his lips all bubbly and busted up,
Jamie might be hosting episode 2.
I feel so bad. Anyway, we're going to enjoy this night.
Good morning, guys. If you watched our Gippsland Hip Camp episode, there was an incident at the end of that episode. Jesus Christ!
Oh, get it out!
To buy another one of these immediately. We gotta pack up though. We have to pack up properly.
Throw everything in the van and go.
Just, you don't have to. You can sit out here on the field and I'll pack it. Hey. A spider, a huntsman, a big one. And it happened again. It was on the inside of our door. Not in the van, but close enough.
Well, when you close the door, it's in.
Yeah, when you close the door, it's in the van. I flicked the door open and it's not on the inside of the door anymore. Did it crawl into the wheel well? And is it now in the space underneath the wheel well? Or did it hit the ground? These are the questions. I don't know how we're gonna sleep in this van tonight. We're gonna try and take care of this, regain our composure, maybe try and make some breakfast, and we'll see what happens with the rest of the day.
Vibes are way down this morning. We have torn the van apart and there's no trace of our intruder. And Doug is contemplating whether or not he ever wants to go on a trip again. And to be fair, I can't blame him. If you've been around this channel for any amount of time, you probably know that we do not do well with bugs. Especially me. Since this happened last time, Doug's been having like night terrors where he'll wake up thinking that there's a spider above us. So it's a real problem that we've been working through. This just set us back months, years. My allergies are so bad this morning. I know there's people out there that probably think this is so dramatic and they would not handle it this way. I would love to know how you would handle it in the comments. I am not you. We are not you. We're never going to handle this situation the way that you would if you think we're being dramatic right now. So, like, this is not the channel for you if you can't relate to this. because it's not going to change. It's not like we face our fears and then it's like, oh, it's not too bad. I will say my legs stopped shaking a lot quicker than last time. This is not how I saw our morning going. We thought the biggest challenge of our morning was going to be trying to do a cold plunge in that shallow river. Well, boy, were we wrong. All right, morning, guys. Afternoon. What time is it? It is 11:25. We've been up since 6 a.m. Our morning did not go to plan, but we are determined to make the most of today, and we are back in the van after that terrifying moment. I can't believe it's happened again.
Guys, I literally get nightmares about it, but we're not going to try and dwell on it. I know not everyone is as phobic as we clearly are when it comes to them, so we're just going to move on. Needless to say, it threw our entire morning routine off. We had to shake everything out, then we had to get out of that campsite and da-da-da-da-da. But we're back now. We're officially on the Great Alpine Road.
Yeah.
So,
officially.
Today, we would love to go and check out some of the stops along the way. This is the Great Alpine Road. It goes through the Victorian Alpine regions, which means it's lookout central. There are some sick lookouts to try and chase down today.
Yeah, so today's more of a chilled day, and I'm really grateful for that because our nervous system has been skyrocketed through the roof. Like, we almost had a drone incident as well. Like, it's just, my allergies are off the wall. So if this video is very Doug heavy, it's because I'm behind the camera putting tissues in my nose so that it stops running. Spring is springing, okay?
Very eventful morning for us. So we thought we were killing it. We got up early. We were going to make breakfast.
It was going to be a great start to the day. We were going to have so much time. And now somehow it's midday.
Yeah.
And we had just got our drone back from being repaired. We broke it when we were in the U.S. Yeah. I let my father use it. And don't let a boomer near a drone. So we are going to get on the road, hit up some lookouts, maybe pop into one of the small towns and just see what there is to offer on our way to the next campsite, which is an hour away. We're taking our time with this road. The road itself takes 5 hours to complete. We have days to complete it, so we're really taking it slow.
One fun thing about today that sort of makes it lookout themed is that if everything goes right today, which it very rarely does, but if everything goes right today, we're going to be sleeping on a lookout. Are you out there?
Let's get in.
One of the things that we need to talk about straight away is that the campsite that is on Google Maps is just literally one spot with one fire pit in it. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to call that the old campsite because it does feel like it was there ages ago. If you go up the hill a little bit and just veer to the left, you'll see that there's a really nice shelter built in for camping underneath, or even an RV could pull up to and camp underneath it. And there's also more designated campsites with fire pits and public toilets, which is really nice. So if you don't have one with your RV or you're just tent camping, you can go up there and use public toilets. The rangers actually came and emptied it while we were up here, so it's a facility that gets used a lot. Overall for us, it's not one of our favorite campsites. It's got water views, but the grass is so big and reedy around here, you can't really see the water. We wanted to go down and jump in the water, but it's very reedy and there's no real clear points of entry that we sort of like to look for when we go and jump in a river. It was also the only deep part of this river was the part that passes directly underneath the bridge. Everything else was just sort of shallow, stagnant river water. It wasn't the most prettiest river to go jump in, even though when we're just driving by it on the bridge, it does look like majestic and big, but just finding those entry points where it's easy to jump into, a little bit hard to do. Lastly, the spot that we were staying, the spot that's on Google, the reason I'm calling it the old campsite is because it's so overgrown with grass. There's so much weed and foliage that's come in because I do feel like it's the old spot. They're trying to move campers up to the new spot. That we had that morning incident in the van that was so unpleasant, but also when I was packing up, there was one scurrying around the wood blocks that we keep by the fireplace. So when everything starts to grow in like that, it just gets a little bit buggy, and we are here in spring. Overall, if you're coming to the Great Alpine Road, this is a great overnight rest stop if you need a quick spot to stay for the night. Having said that, as a overnight rest stop, from the spots that we saw, there's 3 spots. There's one by the river and two up in the newer camping section. We don't know how deep it goes into that road. We didn't venture that deep into it, but it's more of an overnight rest stop. I wouldn't be planning a camping trip around this spot. I'd keep moving on and hopefully we find some more exciting things down on the Great Alpine Road. The trucks that are on the Great Alpine Road, there's no holding back. I'm talking B-doubles, road trains. They take the road. And it's a windy road with fallen rocks on each end. Just be wary of that when you come here.
So when it comes to the Great Ocean Road, I always get car sick because it is so windy. This road is very windy as well. So far, I have not gotten car sick. We'll see if that changes throughout this trip. So far, when it comes to car sickness, the Great Alpine Road is winning.
Conor's Hill Lookout might be one of the sneakiest spots that we find on the Great Alpine Road Drive. When you're coming here, you're coming down through the valley and about 1 kilometre out of the Connor's Hill Lookout, it's just flat. It's flat all the way. So you see it and you're like, wow, what the hell kind of lookout is this going to be? We're not even on one of the Great Ranges. But you pull up and the landscape just, bang, opens up to you.
It is so beautiful.
Yeah.
The camera's obviously not doing it justice. Behind the camera, there's just a field of cows and they're so cute. They're all running.
The landscape here just completely opens up to you, and they've been nice enough to put a lot of good signage around the area so you can tell when it's upcoming, and a really nice picnic spot with a gazebo over it to get out of the sun. It's a great spot on the Alpine Road to just pull up and have a bit of a break. I didn't think it was going to be as impressive as it is.
I know.
I was wrong.
We were like, is the first lookout going to be a letdown? But it's beautiful.
Now this is the Great Alpine Road, so there are a lot of lookouts along it. We want to challenge ourselves to see how many we can see. We're going to aim for 10. That might be a little bit ambitious. This is the first one ticked off the list. Let's go. So we're coming to explore these mines that are just on the other side of this stream, but there is a stream running across the track. I've never taken the van across a stream before. I don't really want to get stuck out here. Let's see what happens. Right around that corner is a dirt track that goes up to the mines. Woo! So as for the mines, it does get a little bit dicey a bit further down. We probably could push it, but that is a bit muddy and I don't really want to risk it out here. Plus, Jamie's hay fever is acting up terribly. So I think we're just gonna go and find something else a little bit exciting to do. But if someone comes out here and visits these mines, hit us up and let us know down in the comments because it looks like it could get a bit interesting in there. With some of the ups and downs that we've had this morning, it's easy to forget that the best part of camper van life is that you can always just jump in the back and whip up a quick lunch.
It's up to me to carry these pies safely across the river. Can I do it without falling on my ass?
A party.
Cold.
Cold plunge.
Cold plunge, part 2. All right, we are here at the Livingstone Park in Omeo. Omeo is such a quirky little town. We've passed a bunch of houses that just had like quirky landscapes and they like had all these bikes set up and it just like made you laugh as you were driving by.
Homemade art.
Yeah.
A lot of homemade art.
The center of town was very quiet, like eerily quiet. Like I guess we are in the middle of a work week.
We're in the middle of a work week. This seems to be a winter town. There's ski hire shops here. I mean, the Great Alpine Ranges is a winter period. It's springtime, so we're here in this town's dead season, and it feels like it.
Yeah, but this park is so lovely. It's beautiful. And we just learned that it's an overnight camping spot. So if the lookout area does not work out, we will come back here and stay here. And this is a nice little quiet spot. They are doing construction. The spots that are finished are really nice and look brand new. Sorry, I thought that was something was crawling on me. We're still having issues today. We're still on edge. The spots that are done look really nice and well done.
So I'm sure once that's done, this place is gonna be looking schmick. It looks awesome. I think there's a little jump skate park thing.
Little
over
skate
there.
park thing for kids. Also, this seems to be a big riding town for bike riders to come through, stop, grab a coffee, grab some lunch. And this particular park, not only is it RV camping, but it has tire refueling stations here that they're installing over there.
Oh, wow.
Tire pumps.
Wow.
So it's a very bike friendly town. Like, this does feel like a stop off town.
Yeah. We stopped off at the Crazy Cow Bakery, and as Doug likes to say,
Crazy cow, crazy prices.
these pies were $8.95.
What? How much?
He didn't even know. He was like, I'll take a pie, and I was like, you'll take a pie? I guess I'll take a pie too. We're getting pies.
Show up the price.
And then after, when he was about to pay, I was like, did you see the price of these pies? And he was like, no, what?
It's just a pie, mate. How much can it cost? $2. $2.50 for a pie.
$5 max.
$5 for a pie.
Nope. Almost $9 each. And then you had the audacity to get something to drink too.
I know.
I was like,
I know.
he's breaking the budget.
I know. I'm bowling hard today.
Yeah.
Getting a
So,
pie and a nice coffee.
I will say these look pretty big.
Yeah, yeah.
So hopefully they're nice and crusty. Yum, yum, yum. So hopefully the flaky yum yumness makes it the $9 worth it. Like, these better change my damn life.
God, I hope these
These
aren't
better take away all my trauma from this morning.
We've earned this today. Alright.
All right.
Enjoy your gourmet $20 pie.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, we both got the cheese and bacon flavor. How original, getting the same thing. It's so windy, everything's blowing. Okay.
Alright.
It's heavy. It's hefty. It's got some weight to it. First bite, how is it?
All crushed.
Oh yeah, it looks dry.
All crushed. But tasty crust. Let's get into some pie here.
It's not as cheesy as I thought. Oh, maybe
There's cheese around the outside.
I haven't gotten there yet.
Yep. Cheese around the outside. It's nice.
Why does that not look cooked?
Yeah, it's all
Does
pink
yours?
down the bottom.
No.
Oh, it looks cooked to me. You don't have to eat it, but for $9, this is going into my throat. Food poisoning and all. Plus, it's beef, so
It's just a bit pink in there.
they're trying to save on energy costs. Man, it's got a touch of pinkness to it.
Yours? Oh my. I don't know, you guys. Would you eat this? It's
A big
it's
pie.
big.
It's a lot of meat. So, I'll give them that. The price is outrageous, but so is the filling. To crack into the nearly double digits for a bit of pastry, outrageous. Un-Australian is what this is. Un-Australian. This is a communist pie. How's that though? That's how you eat a pie.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's how you eat a pie. That's a crime. I'm gonna get deported for this. So besides all the construction that's going on by the toilet block, this place is really peaceful. And obviously they're not going to be doing construction at night, so you could get a really good night's sleep here, I'm assuming. It's just really beautiful, and they have public toilets, and Doug is currently in the bathroom using the sink. They have a nice deep sink in there, so we're using their running water to wash our dishes from this morning because we still haven't done our dishes. Some of them even have drink bottles.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
These ones just chilling. Right, we have pulled up somewhere really nice and quiet. It's called Oriental Claims. There's no camping here, but there is an electric barbecue, there is a toilet block, there is a picnic area. And what this place is, it's this big walking and cycling track that you can go all through the old mining claims. It's called Oriental Claims because back in 1850, when there was the gold rush here in regional Victoria, we had a lot of settlers come down from China, and they would open up sort of like mining operations here as well. It was like Victoria's first big boom of immigration was all the way back in 1850. And this place was famous for having a lot of the Chinese workers come down and set up their claims to the mines here. These walks take you around all the way through them. Right now, I'm standing on this awesome wooden rope bridge that goes over this nice little creek. town of Omeo is obviously very big on riding the bikes through the Great Alpine Road, going from here onto the next townships, and this would be an awesome place to come, to stop, to set up, to have a bit of a picnic area down by the river. Or if you were doing like a long track through the area, this is clearly one of those places that they've set up to make it nice and easy for people to come to. Again, it just goes to show, like, even when you take a road that can be done in 5 hours, like the Great Alpine Road, when you break it down and look at all the small things that are along the way, you could easily spend like another 4-5 hours here walking around and having a look at all the areas. All right, let's go find camp. Just up the road from Oriental Claims is a place called Pioneer Lookout. It's a nice little lookout, but it's quite a long, overgrown grass sort of a walk. Apparently there's great views there of all the mining claims areas. So Jamie's going to tackle hay fever for the day. One more push, and we're going to go through this grassy area. Now, you guys on the channel know me. Usually I'm quite happy to trudge through whatever in thongs, but it's 30 degrees today and...
Hey, what's thongs?
Thongs, for those that aren't from Australia, are what you guys call flip-flops. And if you're a long-time viewer of the channel, I'm usually pretty happy to walk through the bush in them because the paths are generally clear. We go to a lot of Parks Victoria walks. This one seems like it's a bit forgotten about. The grass is really overgrown. So I've chucked on the boots and hopefully we'll make it to the top in one piece. We love a good rainforest walk with like lots of nice foliage and ferns that are running creek near it. A good rainforest walk is like invigorating for the soul. This is not that. This is very much just trudging through the long grass of an old mining area. The landscape's quite cool. Hopefully the lookout at the top will all be worth it.
There's red flags over there. It might be closed.
Oh no. Walking track, lookout point. Both arrows go this way, 2 paths. Cool mountain, like not mountain, but cool cliff's edge that's all been dug out by the miners, isn't it? I think we're going to name this episode 3 Fail Day, or is this episode 2 Fail Day? It looks like they're working on a path that goes up to the lookout, and this track that we're on might just be a Oriental Claims track, and it seems to go through all the mining areas of the park here. If you're into that kind of stuff and walking through it, it has been really cool. Like, they are some awesome structures to look at. The way they just tower over you makes you feel so small. But it looks like the path up to the lookout is something that they've pulled apart and are working on, because we can't seem to find our way up there at all. We just seem to be wandering around down the bottom of it. Definitely still worth a walk though. Just we failed in our mission to find another lookout.
But we can send the drone up to get views for us.
Well, the drone came in handy. It looks like if we had just stuck to the Great Alpine Road and kept driving along it, we would be at the top of the lookout. I don't know why Google Maps says that the start of the lookout is down here in Oriental Claims, but the lookout is up there by the road. Keep driving.
We have made it to camp for the night, but you'll have to stick around next week to figure out exactly where we are.
Today has been the day that has not gone to plan, but that's all right. We tried to make the best of it. I am really happy with some of the cool spots that we saw today.
Google didn't work, the incident this morning, it just felt like nothing went to plan today, but...
The mines being down a 4-wheel drive track.
My nose non-stop running.
Yes.
It's just been one of those days, and it's just a reminder that not every day of van life is going to look like Instagram, okay? Let this be a reminder to you, okay? Because it is the reminder that we all need sometimes with social media.
It's rough out here on these streets.
Tune in next week as we make our way up the Great Alpine Road, chasing waterfalls, challenging our fear of heights, and making some spontaneous pit stops. But I'm adding it to our lookout list because the views were some of the best we've seen on the trip so far.
Today might not have seemed like an Instagram post, but I think we pulled through. I still had a nice time. We had a nice breakfast. Yeah. The town of Omeo, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, is a nice, quaint little town. We discovered a brand new rest stop that we might need to try one day on the road.
Yeah.
Honestly, the Livingstone Park was like a really fun vibe. So in this episode, we're actually sharing 2 free camps. So I just love like feeling like we're adding new locations to our little like book of places to camp, you know? And
Our Victorian travel guide,
Yeah.
DJ Adventures travel guide.
Yeah.
But let me know down in the comments, how much is too much for a meat pie? I'm still holding on to that. $9? $9.
And what is the most you've ever paid for a meat pie? Or like something that's like a street food that's like a taco or sushi. Like what's the most ridiculous priced? Like Melbourne can get pretty pricey with the friggin' tacos.
Mate, Melbourne likes to play.
Such a quirky little place. It just makes me so excited to like explore more Victoria, do a big lap, and see all those little quirky towns all over the country.
Can't wait. Can't wait to see big things. Big pineapple, big koala,
Yeah.
the big tree.
Yeah. Yeah, but not big creepy.
Enough of that. If you want to check out the details of this camp spot that we have found tonight, you're going to have to hit that subscribe button to make sure you know when the next episode drops.
Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing, and we hope to see you tuning in to another video soon.
Bye.
We did it, but my nose is still running. Look, I've been keeping tissues in my bra. Oh, that was the last one. I'm all out.